Well, finally, Tammi Arender has a story about a Nashville artist who has a unique way of combining architecture with ceramics. Ben Gilliam practices the ancient art of forming clay, but as you'll see, with a totally new twist.
Well, it's been called architectural ceramics, and mostly, God's kind of hard. I make fireplaces, I make sinks, I make a lot of tile, door trims, and sometimes just unusual things.
Ben Gilliam's architectural ceramics, now dubbed by his wife as Ceramitecture, is an interesting form of art. Take a look at this fireplace mantle Ben did for a downtown Nashville business, or this door facing at Sam and Zoe's coffee shop.
I installed tiles for years, and I kept wanting better and better tiles, and I'd get clients that wanted different things. I kind of ran into the limit of commercially available tiles, so I just started making my own, and I fell upon an obsession.
Ben's work is a marriage of art, tile, ceramics, and architecture.
Throughout my life, I've made several attempts at sculpture and painting and music, and I wasn't happy with the sculpture, mainly because it didn't read the way I had intended it to. I'd get these accidents, and that wasn't what I was wanting.
But this is what Ben wanted, a chance to be creative and use all of his skills. His aggressive approach to ceramics results in works like this, a fireplace mantle with a rainbow of colors, or a coffee table that has probably never been seen before. Sometimes the pieces are sketched out beforehand, and others, it's just moving from mind to matter.
That comes from largely my favorite movement in art would be the Art Nouveau movement, because it has so much freedom, and the way I'll do an Art Nouveau piece is I don't sketch it, I just do it. So it just evolves as it's happening, and that's my favorite way to do things.
Part of the process isn't just sculpting a piece, but it's also where the piece will be sculpted, like this men's bathroom at a Nashville cafe. I can honestly say this is the first time I've ever done a story inside a men's restroom. But this is the Cafe Coco in Nashville, and this restroom completely inspired and handcrafted by Ben. He's taken his Ceramitecture artwork and completely transformed this restroom. And you can see the tile work, like right here on the top, looks like little windmills. Also, if you look at the floor, the tiles on the floor, he says he was studying physics while he was making this bathroom, and this is what he thought sound patterns would look like.
I can put a lot of subtle things into the artwork, that some subliminal iconography to have people realize they're in a really nice bathroom, basically. And there's, I sneak a few little personal messages in.
And this is where all those little personal messages begin, in his workshop.
I slab build almost everything. I don't throw much on the wheel. I have a wheel, but it's just not my bag.
Ben has developed his own clay and glaze formulas to make his clay strong and beautiful. His fireplaces, sinks, door trims, and tilings are all unique works for his clients. This is going to be a fireplace for a client in New York. It's another one of those designs that's strictly from mind to matter. If the client doesn't mind, Ben would just rather form the clay matter into his own masterpiece. But he does this only after getting a feel for the person and the family who's hired him.
I'll meet with all of the people involved. If it's a family that has children, I want to meet the children. I want to get a reading on how do they live, and I'll look around their house and see what kind of art do they have, and sometimes weird things, like I'll open drawers and find out what's in there, and because that's where people's true taste shows up, in the more hidden aspects of their life, not so much in their public face. And so I kind of get an impression of what they really like, and then I'll design something, and I must be good at it, because usually my first designs are the ones that get accepted.
That they like. So you kind of have a license to be a snoop.
Yeah, yeah.
From first snooping around a customer's home or office to the actual finished product, it can take months. Ben finds that his Ceramitecture can't be rushed. Not only does it compromise the integrity of the piece, but it diminishes the joy he gets out of the process.
All of it. It really doesn't matter. If I'm mixing clay, I'm happy with that. If I'm developing glazes, I'm happy with that. If I'm doing hours of tests, I'm happy with that. And if I'm sculpting, I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with the carpentry. It sort of fits with my life.
As the rough edges in life are smoothed out over time, the rough edges of clay are softly fashioned to resemble whatever Ben's heart desires. In this case, it's part musical note, like a G clef, and part leaf, like from nature. After weeks of work, the final product looks like this: a fireplace mantle that will be much more than a place for pictures and Christmas stockings. It will be a conversation piece. After it's shipped to its new home, Ben will start all over again, maybe on another bathroom, a coffee table, or something altogether different. But you can bet he'll be right here with his hands crusty with clay and his creative juices flowing.
It makes me happy. It makes time stop, so I don't get tired.
Why do you think it does that?
I love it. It's just what I love to do.